Bonjour, c'est moi. Je parlais un petit français. Don't know why I thought I'd do that in French, just for a little change up, but that's about all I know. Okay then, Friday's chapters. Chapter 55. Liquid damage, they call it, in the computer trade. It's fatal to computers. Most companies don't even cover LD in the guarantees. In short, if you get it wet, you're stuffed. Probably, but I hadn't reckoned on Pi. Quick, he says to Macca, get me a glass of water. But Macca just stands there, sort of dumbfounded. Quickly! And he's off into the kitchen. I'm desperate now, and I really don't know what I'm going to do, but I'm not expecting what comes next. Lifting the black box and wires out of the way, Pi grabs the water and pours it over the laptop. Oh, great, that's going to help, says Macca. I'm too astounded to say anything at all. Shut up, we have to rinse out the sticky juice. Where's the battery? I turn the laptop upside down, so it's a tent shape on the table, and the water starts to run out. Screwdriver, get me one now, and rubber gloves. He's unscrewed the battery cover and is pulling on the rubber gloves that Macca has brought from the kitchen. Then he takes out the dripping battery. Risk of static shock? Now, cat litter. Bring me the cat's litter tray. It's by the door to the kitchen and full of cats. You know what? But I don't care. Pi and I are working together. Picking them out with my hands, I heap up the grey litter sand and plunge the battery into the tray and cover it over. Goodness me, that's desperate measures, isn't it? It's silica. It's a desiccant. It's our only hope. Macca is looking at us, uncomprehending. It absorbs water. Will it work? Asks Macca. No idea, but there's a chance. I've got more, says Macca. Cover the computer with it, and he grabs a handful. No! The dust will be too fine. It could damage the PCBs. Now, I thought I knew a bit about computers, but Pi is way ahead of me, even though, in actual fact, he's 30 years behind. How do you know this stuff? I ask in admiration. Pi shrugs modestly. I saw something in PC World. Do you know it? What, the shop? Shop? No, it's a magazine. It's great. I mean, battery-operated computers are pretty new. And this one is way ahead of anything I've seen, but the principle's still the same. He has heaped the cat litter onto the battery and covered it completely. This must be Apple's Fightback product. It's pretty neat. I like the new logo. Fightback? Yeah, they've been stuffed commercially by IBM. But hey, maybe they'll be a success after all. Who knows? Pi's talk and his movements have lost all the hesitancy he was displaying before. Suddenly he's more confident, more fluent, and the way he has taken charge has a curious effect on Macca, who is waiting for his next command. Pi has spotted this too. He seizes the opportunity and says, And Al's calculator. Give it to him. Macca hesitates. Now. Macca reaches into his pocket and brings out my mobile. It doesn't work anymore. Something happened to it. I take it from him and flip it open. Nothing. It just looks like the battery's run down, but I'm not missing this chance. You've wrecked this as well then, I say. What's wrong with you? I'm sorry, he stammers. It's just... Pi stops him by holding his hand up. Enough. Come on, Al. Get the litter tray. I've got your computer. I have an idea. Come on. He starts to leave the garage, holding the still dripping laptop carefully. Macca starts to follow us, and Pi turns to face him. Not you. You've caused enough trouble. Pi turns away, but I see the look on Macca's face. It's never smart to belittle someone like Macca. I think to myself, hoping Pi's newfound confidence hasn't just overstepped the mark. Should we do one more chapter? Chapter 56. Until recently, I had never broken into anywhere, and now I seem to be making a habit of it. and I certainly didn't think I would ever have broken into a school, but it's the school holidays, and here we are, me and Pi in the technical lab of Culvercott Secondary Modern, since renamed Sir Henry Percy Academy, and one of the schools that my school plays football against. It was a short walk from Macca's house, and the high railings that surround the school now, but by which I mean in real time, are absent. Just a gate and a low wall that we can get over easily. Some kids are playing in one of the distant fields, but they pay us no attention at all. I hope you know what you're doing, I say, but Pi just gives me a little nod, just like Dad. Done it loads of times. I'm still carrying the litter tray, the black box, the wires and the battery, and the laptop has stopped dripping. At the back of the first building, and shielded from the neighbouring houses by a clump of trees, is a rusty blue metal door in a large windowless wall. A thick iron bolt secured with a massive padlock keeps it closed. Pi puts the laptop down on the concrete path and uses his fingers to pull a brick out of its place, low down in the wall, near the ground. Reaching into the hole, he takes out a key and holds it up. I'm the only one that knows about this, he grins. Well, me and Mr. Hudson, the caretaker. I saw him come out one day and do it. He pops open the padlock and slides back the heavy bolt. Inside there's a storeroom full of caretaker stuff. Cleaning fluid, metal buckets, tarpaulins, stacks of heavy stage weights to prop up school play scenery, tools of every kind, all on shelves in rows. At the end of the storeroom, opposite the door we came in by, is another door which opens up onto a school corridor. I follow Pi with my tray until we arrive at the technical lab, a stuffy, darkish room with tables running along the sides and a large one in the middle with stools underneath. 3 big old computers sit on the central table, linked with a jumble of multicoloured cables. My big experiment, says Pi, like it's an announcement, linking up all 6 computers. I've devised my own program to boost the processing power of each microchip, so that instead of doubling when you link 2 computers together, it quadruples it, then quadruples it again, and again. Once we get to 6, it will be unbelievably powerful. I look at the 3 computers doubtfully. Yeah, well, I've only done the first 3. The problem is the chips themselves. They're kind of limited, and I have to be silicone. Pi furrows his brow and shakes his head. What? That's what you need, silicone chips. Much more stable and able to hold more information. I think someone's working on it. America, probably. But Pi is not really listening. He's tugging at a fridge to pull it away from the wall. Here, give me a hand. We pull the fridge away from the wall just enough so that we can wedge the upside-down V of the laptop between it and the wall. The heat from the back of the fridge is just gentle enough. Oh, how clever. And Pi reckons it will give us the best chance of drying out the laptop. Too fast, and the evaporating water could cause further damage, apparently. For good measure, I prop the cat litter tray by the heat source as well. The black box and wires I put down on the table, where Pi peers at them. So what's this bit for then? I think it's an additional hard drive. What? Why? Dunno, just came with it. I don't think you're supposed to open it, I add quickly, as Pi's fingers move towards the metal catches. Crikey, what a mess. Doesn't look as slick as the rest. That's the problem with Apple. Design. And then he asks the question that I know he's just been dying to ask. So how come all this lot ended up in Macca's bunker? Safekeeping, I say with as much confidence as I can summon. Like I say, my mum and dad looked at the house a while back. I knew there was this underground den, and I figured no one would find it there. Even to me it sounded a little bit of a silly story. It is a silly story, but it's the best I can think of. It's very valuable, I add. But Pi's not buying it. So you broke into his garage. Oh, sorry, Michael. Sorry about that. My telly flicked on. So you broke into his garage. I didn't break in. It was open. Well, all right then. But even so, I didn't know Macca lived there. Obviously not. It's just, I don't know, weird. I think he might have left it there. But then I hear myself saying, my hamster's there too. And immediately I wish I hadn't. Pi wrinkles his brow and curls his lip and generally adopts an expression of utter bewilderment and disbelief. I shrug and I say, that's just how I roll. That's how you what? Doesn't matter. Come on, let's do this big experiment. Well, they are getting on very well together now, I would say. I think they're seeing similarities in each other. And that has taken us up to the weekend, Maple. Apologies for my television. I don't know what's going on there, why that suddenly came on, but never mind. Have a lovely weekend, and I will speak to you all again on Monday. End of the first week of our summer break. You can't believe it, can you? Okay, take care, everyone. Bye for now. Bye.